Turner. Tennessee Tech in the all-black, Lindenwood in the all-white. Our officials for tonight's contest, Mike O'Neill, Michael Swoboda, and Chris Koopman. Tip is possessed by Lindenwood, and we are underway as Cooper carries it across the timeline.
I think it's going to be interesting, Zach, to see which of these teams really goes at it early. You want to get off to a strong start. If you're Tennessee Tech, you're on the road. If you're Lindenwood, you got to figure out a way. They need to hold home court in conference play.
Not the way Lindenwood wanted to start offensively as they mishandle it and turn it over. Makai Cameron, the leading scorer. Over to Ty Owens, and now onto the low block, it's Makai Turner. Back out top for Owens. Owens probes, looking for space, kicks it back out up top. Moontu's three, missed it all, out of play to Lindenwood.
You're going to give Muntu that shot. Now, he played in every game a season ago, the transfer from Western Michigan. He's had 7 double figures games so far this season, so he has range and he has the ability to put up big points. You don't want to give him those open looks early.
Minute gone as we'll set the floor for you. Futrell out at half court. The starters for Tennessee Tech, it'll be Ferguson out there with Cameron, Turner, Muntu, and Owens are in there for John Pelfrey's bunch in his 7th season at the helm for Tennessee Tech. Anias Futrell drills it home. Lindenwood will counter with Cooper, Williams, Nenadich, Futrell, and Jadis Jones rounding out the starting 5 for LU.
Well, you talk about Futrell. He's averaging just over 19 a game in conference play, one of the top scorers in the OVC.
Owens had it ripped away by Jadis, and now Lindenwood can run. Futrell opting to take it himself. Now the no-look pass to Jadis Jones in the corner. He'll go back to the basket. The help defense comes, but it's far too late as number 10 makes him pay.
And he's going to draw a crowd, and that's exactly what you see out of the OVC Freshman of the Year a season ago. His ability to finish through contact. He doesn't necessarily rely on the three-point shot because he could do just that. He's going to take you off the dribble. They're going to get him isos, and he's so patient with the basketball. I think that's the one thing you saw even as a freshman. There isn't much that rattles him, and now his game continues to grow, and he elevates into his sophomore season.
Yeah, big for the Lions to get him back in this era of the transfer portal. He had actually entered the portal before deciding he wanted to stay here for his sophomore season, and the leading scorer averaging 16 points per game. But what strikes me about this Lindenwood ball club, Missy, is the depth. They have 3 players averaging better than 15 points per contest.
Yeah, that balance is something that every coach in the league is going to be looking for, but it also creates a ton of matchup issues, so you can't just key on one person. Season ago, Jones was circled at the top of that scouting report. Now, multiple people have to be stopped.
Dontrez Williams with the block and then gets out in transition. Cooper is fouled hard, and he'll head to the charity stripe to shoot 2.
And for Cooper, a transfer from Miami of Ohio. He started every game there last year as a sophomore. You can see the speed and the pace at which the Lions want to be able to play. You got to get out and go. And if you're Tennessee Tech and John Pelfrey, the message to his staff, from his staff and to his players, is you're going to have to get back, fellas. You got to get back in transition because this Lions group is going to get out and go.
No good for Cooper on the first. Normally an effective free throw shooter, 81% on the season. Lindenwood has a ball club, though, just 67% as a team. It's the second. Some token pressure for Lindenwood.
I think that full court pressure, opportunities just to kind of slow things down. You want to force Tennessee Tech, maybe the chaos, kind of create some early and quick shots by the Golden Eagles.
Boy, Lindenwood active hands defensively. Now it's 3-on-1 back the other way. Dontrez, a wide open look in transition, pinned it up against the backboard before we had whistles on the floor.
And that's activity on the offensive glass. And Williams can't get the 3 to go, but you can see the speed and the pace. And even off the quick hands and the steal, you got to go the other way. Defensive transition is going to be the name of the game here tonight for Tennessee Tech.
Cooper to inbound beneath the Golden Eagles hoop. Jadis Jones gets it immediately, and he goes to work on the OVC logo, picked up by Whitted. And a nice dish down low.
It's just patience, and he is so poised, especially when he gets in traffic, and you can rise up and finish in that mid-range game.
Whitted just checked in off the bench here. Guard the Lindenwood Lions leading scorer. Nenadic takes it away at the defensive end. Lindenwood with a great start to this ball game.
Yeah, the defensive intensity has been at a high level right now for Lindenwood.
And Futrell had it go in and out. When Anias Futrell is on like he was in the game last week against SEMO, there's little stopping this Lindenwood ball club.
You think about that SEMO game, Zach, and I think it was one of those perfect storms, especially in the first half where they just shot the ball so well. And the ease of which the offense came, you're talking about a team right now second in the conference in scoring at just under 77 points a game. That means you have got ability to shoot the ball from three, get out and play with pace and play in the open floor. But then it's that old adage of sharing and caring, and you've got to be able to give guys good looks, put it in the hands of those that can create offense for you.
First free throw knocked down by Makai Cameron, the leading scorer for the Golden Eagles. 76% free throw shooter. Golden Eagles as a ball club shoot 73% from the floor this year. We talked about Futrell, who had the hot hand last Thursday against SEMO. That's sort of been an X factor for them. When he hits, they win, and oftentimes win big. But against UT Martin on Saturday, he went cold, 0 for from beyond the arc, and they lost by 15. It's really been interesting how those two numbers can be correlated together.
Yeah, and that is just knowing that you've got people that can easily score the basketball, but you can find other ways to get involved. He was 2 of 10. So what you want to do is be high quality, high percentage looks.
A nice feed this time as they close out Futrell aggressively, but he's able to find Milos down low to lay it in for an easy 2. Timeout on the floor. We will take a timeout as well, as Nenadic lays it in. 13-2, Lions in front of the Golden Eagles. Well, a good start for Lindenwood. 16-14 to play here in the opening half. They have already amassed an 11-point lead. Well, we talked a little bit before the break about how when Anias Futrell is on, this team typically wins and wins big. When he struggled from beyond the arc, it hasn't quite been the same. He is one of those players, though, when you talk about Jadis Jones, that gives them that outside presence.
Yes.
To balance what Jadis Jones does inside.
Well, absolutely, and you want to be able to have versatility within that scoring and what you want to be able to do on the offensive end. For Jones, he's going to put it on the floor, and he's going to create not only for himself but for his teammates. Now, you talk about a player like Futrell, who started 15 games so far this season, and the numbers speak for themselves. He's coming off the 28 points, 11 boards in the double-double in that decisive win that they had in SEMO, but then it's just the 10, where he's 2 of 11 from the field when they lose at UT Martin. So you got to ride the wave a little bit, but I like the ability for them to have different types of offensive options. And I think if you're this Lindenwood coaching staff, you utilize that in different ways, whether it's in the half court with great sets, or we've seen them now get out and go. Both of those guys can score in the open court.
Well, as they continue to build this thing, fourth season now, eligible for the postseason at the Division I level, transitioning up from the Division II GLVC. We mentioned the 3 players for Lindenwood averaging better than 15 points per game. They do have more of those options, like you mentioned, Missy, whereas before, maybe it was just the one.
You got it, and you've got to be able to throw different looks at people and do exactly that. I think the unselfishness that we've seen here in this first 4+ minutes from Lindenwood has allowed them to get out to this 15-2 start.
Well, it was nearly a throwdown there for the Golden Eagles. It instead led to a run-out and a layup for Dontrez Williams as Lindenwood's domination in the opening 5 minutes continues here. Still searching for the first made field goal, and they've got it. Grant Slatton hits from the corner.
Has not played the last 2 games, but is getting some minutes here. And an early and quick bucket, and now the flush down low. If you are not back in defensive transition, Lindenwood is going to make you pay.
Rewarding the big man for running the floor as Milos puts it down with 2 hands. A bump, not called, and out of play.
I think such kind of a seems as though that this Tennessee Tech offense out of sorts, and give credit because I think the intensity and the chaos, the uncomfortable feeling that they have in the half court is all because of the activity from this Lindenwood defense. Their defense held strong even in the loss at UT Martin. They forced 17 turnovers and gave up just 69 points. You do that. Some of that is a big piece of it. You've got to really force teams to have to earn it.
And how about that? Just as we were talking about Futrell out of the timeout, he has a big hit and a chance for a 4-point play.
And that doesn't come very often. It's the Cardinal rule. Do not foul the 3-point shooter. You got to get out and contest on a player like Futrell, but he's going to make you pay. And he's not only been great from behind the arc this season, but he's shooting 82% from the free throw line. This is not where you want to put the sophomore right now.
Jaquavian Florence, who committed the foul, had just checked in alongside Jawan Nichols as Futrell completes the 4-point play. Now, it's one thing I've noticed about Anias' game, Missy. Can you call that a skill, drawing the foul from beyond the arc? Because he's done that a couple times now. Has a way to sort of maybe kick the legs out and draw that contact.
And that is a questionable because that can be whistled the other direction. You can be called for that as somewhat of a technical, an individual technical, so you got to be careful, but he does have the ability to draw that contact, and I think a lot of it comes from the movement and people chasing you, and then they have to contest that 3, and they have too much contact on the body.
It's interesting to me because I think he draws it almost unintentionally.
Yeah.
He naturally flails his legs out a little. And even when he's wide open, you'll see him do it.
Yep, and it is just a habit. It's a shooting habit, I'm sure, that he's had since he was young, and it just carries over with you. It is something that can get you in trouble, go the other direction. You might be whistled for it as a personal going the other way. But right now, this Lindenwood offense is firing on all cylinders, and Futrell is a big piece of it.
Slatton at midcourt. He's got the lone field goal make for Tennessee Tech so far through almost 6 minutes of play. Nichols with it, drops it back to the point guard, Owens. Owens looking for some space. Outside to Florence, left wing 3. Off the mark, 1 and done, and very quickly up ahead to Dontrez Williams, who couldn't reel it in. Florence with the takeaway. Now he goes to work offensively. Spinning with some space, rim stuffed, and a whistle late.
Got stuck, and you can see it's going to be one-on-one. They want to break you down off the dribble penetration. You're going to have to keep these Golden Eagles ball handlers in the middle of the floor. Gets by Williams, slaps just one too much, and when you get that deep, that's going to be where you are back on your heels defensively. Give credit because Florence didn't get rattled. Turn the corner, the 6'4" grad student, averaging about just under 20 minutes a game off the bench. And I think John Pelfrey having to go to his bench early, looking for an answer where they can get stops and generate some offense as well.
Clayton Jackson, who came off the bench a couple of possessions ago for Lindenwood, walks it up the floor. Foul on the ball. Owens will pick one up.
And that's that hot stove, and it's a question. It is such an arbitrary scenario, Zach, of how that is whistled all throughout college basketball. You may see it one way here in the first half. It could be something different in the second, but they're going to whistle.
Oftentimes it is.
It is, and it's so hard, and that's Owens right there. He's going to get whistled for it. They're just trying to apply some pressure up front to these ball handlers. They have got to get this Lindenwood offense out of sync.
The lob off the back of the window. Too much mustard on that one. It's back the other way for Tennessee Tech. Too strong on the layup. Clayton Jackson. Anias will rise. No good. Robert Lewis the rebound. He'll be called for the foul.
Yeah, great block out on the backside by Ty Owens, the 6-foot junior. He was whistled for the foul out front on pressure, and John Pelfrey telling his team, you got to do the little things here, fellas. It's going to be about taking care of the basketball. You got to block out. Cannot allow Lindenwood to have any second chances. Off the deep three from Futrell, and there's the push.
If you're Ty Owens, you better be in good position. He's given up 9 inches in that matchup there.
Yeah, that is not one that's normally in your favor. That's why you've got to have great rebounding blockout technique.
He certainly had that there. Owens now, they switch on him, Slatton. Working to his left. Oh, off balance. He gets it to go over the top of Clayton Jackson.
As we said, Grant Slatton, the junior, hasn't played the last 2 games for Tennessee Tech, but now coming out strong here in this first half. Big minutes off the bench.
Makai Cooper lost it out of play. The sideline official just came in and overruled the call, and now the baseline official overrules him. It's an overrule off here.
And
I think they do get it right. I think it hits off Florence.
Yeah, it's going to go off the back of his leg as it went out of bounds, and that was the whistle. I don't think you could see it from the other direction. 23 on the shot clock.
Futrell, shot fake, gets Florence airborne. He's unable to hit it, but the long rebound comes right out to Jackson.
And these are the backbreakers where you get stops and they miss shots, but you give up that long rebound on the 50-50 ball.
Into the corner, Makai Cooper. Missed it all. Jones, they reset the shot clock. Don't know if they should have. It won't matter.
But you see the ability to get off the floor and how quick Jones on that offensive rebound, generating second chance opportunities for himself.
Owens around the ball screen. All the way to the cup, through the contact, and he gets it to go. Lindenwood back the other way in transition. Jadis Jones, too strong. The pace quickening. Owens had it poked out. Cooper diving for it. Nichols got it back. Owens shot fake in amongst the tall trees. Drops it off to the trailer, and then a late whistle. So there will be free throws for Jawan Nichols when we come back. 11:49 to play. Lindenwood in front of Tennessee Tech by 12. It's the OVC on ESPN+.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Banking today is intertwined with the lives of our customers. Having quick access to your money makes life so much easier. Use the mobile banking app to deposit checks, pay bills, pay people, transfer funds, check account balances, and so much more. All from the comfort of your home, work, or on the go. If you ever need help, just stop in your nearest German American bank office or call us for customer service excellence. This is technology backed by people. German American Bank, member FDIC.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky. One where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Our series history is presented by Amcor Global Packaging. Amcor is now hiring near you. Visit amcor.com for career opportunities. Tennessee Tech 3-2 against these Lindenwood Lions. But Lindenwood won the last meeting. It was an exciting one, came right down to the wire.
And you see 22 points, 6 rebounds. Then it was the OVC Freshman of the Year, and Jadius Jones, now a sophomore, and continuing to lead this Lindenwood squad throughout the course of this season. And I think it's so interesting to think about the flow of how this game has gone, because you know this Tennessee Tech team somewhat desperate, Zach. I mean, they have lost 4 of their last 5. They dropped 2 last week. Lindenwood has been 7-1 here at home. They went 1-1 last week. The disappointment of losing at UT Martin after such a decisive win at SEMO, and feeling like they had really put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And so it's kind of a battle of wills, because it feels like you've got teams trending in opposite directions, but yet you got to figure out a way to dig in, because both of these teams understand what's at stake. You got to put yourself in a great position heading in to the end of January and into February.
By the way, this is the first of 2 meetings. These 2 teams will meet again in Cookeville on February 21st.
14 points so far in the paint for Lindenwood. They have been able to attack off the bounce. They've had a couple in second chance opportunities, and that helps when you're able to open it up from the perimeter.
It's all led to a very efficient 60% from the floor as Milos goes off the heezy against his own teammate. Unfortunately for Lindenwood, they turn it over.
Yeah, went right off Jones in his face. May have caught a little bit of his mouth there, but defense standing tall here for the Lions.
Futrell turned Florence away the first time, no good on the second effort. The third chance, no good, and it's out of bounds to Lindenwood.
Kai Turner in there with a second chance opportunity and couldn't get it to go. The 6'8 sophomore, 6 points, just 9 minutes off the bench in that loss that they had to Morehead State, a game of which Tennessee Tech lost 76-70 on Saturday. They were down 8 at half. They had a comeback that fell short. They also are able to get a lot of points in the paint, but they haven't necessarily been able to generate that here early against the Lions.
Well, some of that may be due to the fact that we have yet to see Danny Pounds in this game. We talked glowingly about him off the top of the broadcast, had 15 points last time out.
Yeah.
Might be without him tonight, and
has been the top rebounder as well for this Tennessee Tech squad. And with that said, you are removing one of your big playmakers from the lineup, and that availability, and it doesn't seem as though we have seen him here so far in this first half.
Just some misfortune for them defensively that time. It slipped out the hands of Jadius Jones right to Milos Nenadic, who was standing all alone beneath the hoop. Another offensive rebound here for the Golden Eagles. Kai Cameron, the leading scorer. For Makai Turner. On the low left block. Up with the left hand, no good. Who touched it last? Tennessee Tech did.
And Makai Cameron, just 2 points here so far in this ball game as we approach the 10-minute mark left in this first half. And as you said it, Zach, their leading scorer, averaging just over 11 points a game, had 12 in the loss against Morehead State. So they've got to find a way to get him some shots. I think whether it's some ISOs or high ball screens, he's got to be able to generate a little bit more with the ball in his hands.
Especially without Pounds. Dontrez into the corner for Futrell. Nenadic up top. A jab step. He can shoot it from out there on occasion. 8 to shoot. Clayton Jackson, a behind the back dribble. Milos will shoot from outside. No good as it goes over the top of the backboard, out of play.
When you have the ability for your big man to be able to step out and shoot the three, that opens things up for you. I know if you're this Lindenwood coaching staff, those are the shots that he's got to be able to take. You need him to step up and knock him down, but his ability to be able to control the paint, that's what has been the key here so far tonight.
Cameron gets it back from Turner, who sets the screen. Cameron moving downhill, guarded closely by Makai Cooper, forced him to give it up. Turner back to work against Milos Nenadic, who stands tall. Turner couldn't get it to go. Second chance effort as he got his own miss. Futrell throws it off him out of play. Tennessee Tech has done a good job getting the misses back. It just hasn't led to points.
Yeah, they've had a couple offensive rebounds. They've had 4 now so far in this game, but you just got to get him to go. And this Lindenwood squad has been active, and just not an opportunity there to corral a third chance.
Cooper running the point for Lindenwood. Dontrez Williams down to Nenadic, who rises with it. Too strong. Chased down by Malik Ferguson. Ferguson into the front court. Whitted over to Cameron. Cameron with some space. Kicks outside to Whitted, who thought about it. Futrell runs him off the line. Instead, it's a floater. Nicely done there by Jacoby Whitted.
And that all helped and started with Makai Cameron. He was able to get by Jones one-on-one, turn the corner, didn't look to score, but instead became the facilitator.
Snaps a 2-minute scoreless streak for the Golden Eagles. Futrell with it, backs it out for Nenadic, who will try again from beyond the arc. No good that time either.
What you don't want to do is settle. You can't just settle for deep threes.
Losing it momentarily, Lindenwood crashing to the floor to earn the tie ball. It'll stay at this end of the floor.
And that energy and that sense of urgency defensively has stayed with Lindenwood here now throughout this first half. We saw it early, a lot of tips and great help side, making the rotations, doing the little things to get themselves some second chances and to get out in transition. That time, couldn't corral the loose ball, but does force them, gives them a chance to set your defense on the out of bounds underneath.
Couple subs here for Lindenwood. Kevin Anthony checks in for Milos Nenadic to give him a breather. Cameron lets it fly from the top of the key. No good. Dontrez Williams the board, and he loves to get out and run. Trying to find Jones. Hands in the passing lane. Nearly a turnover, but Jadis Jones got it back. Now he's doubled in the corner. In deep trouble. Threw it away to Slatton. It eventually ends up in the arms of Nichols. 3-on-1 back the other way, and Nichols will do it himself.
And I would say that's a sloppy possession the last time down for Lindenwood. Tried to push pace, but really didn't have anything. You got to take better care of the basketball. You don't want to allow those runouts for Tennessee Tech.
Williams spun right into Ferguson. Jackson around the screen. Gets moving downhill, and he gets it to fall with the right hand.
Yeah, it felt as though there was a lull there, kind of a drought for this Lindenwood offense. But you could do it if you have some patience. A much better possession. Take what the defense gives you.
Foul called here against Slatton, I believe, in motion when he tried to set the screen, and so that'll bring us to another media timeout. 7:18 to play. The Golden Eagles have stabilized a little bit, but it's Lindenwood still with the 10-point lead as we head to the break on ESPN+. It's never too early to be thinking about March, the 2026 OVC Basketball Championships presented by United Fidelity Bank. Return to the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana from March 4th to the 7th. All session tickets are on sale now for just $60. Visit the Lindenwood ticket office or log on to ovcsports.com/Evansville to purchase your all session tickets before the price increases on February 16th. Lindenwood in front by 10 with the basketball after the moving screen called against Slatton. Jadis Jones for Anias Futrell, who will rise from the near side wing. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
He's got range, and you've got to get out and contest, but that comes from good movement, much better offensive possession, where you make the next pass and you find your open shooters.
Futrell is the first to double figures. He's got 10, averaging close to 20 points per game in conference play.
You think about the efficiency that he's been able to do that with, Zach. I think that's one of the things that you have to really laud the most from the sophomore.
Taken away by the Lions defensively. Their effort at the defensive end has been outstanding in this opening half.
The activity that they've been able to play with. Keep this in mind. In Tennessee Tech's loss, they had 76-70 to Morehead State over the weekend. Both teams had less than 10 turnovers. Right now, 7 by Tennessee Tech, and we've got just a little under 6.5 to go here in the first half.
Slipped inside for Anthony, who uses his size to usher Ty Owens away, but he couldn't get it to fall, and now back the other way comes Jacoby Whitted, and the Tennessee Tech offense no good. Jackson with some pace. Around Cameron, draws the contact and the foul.
And that's what we saw early from Lindenwood, is you got to get out and go. They want to be able to get in the open floor and force the action. If your defensive transition is not on point and you don't get back, that's what will happen for Jackson. Able to shake and bake and get himself to the free throw line. The 6'2 sophomore came off the bench, played 21 minutes at UT Martin. He's had 8 starts so far. Had 8 starts a season ago as a freshman, 7 starts this season, gaining more and more time and the confidence of this coaching staff.
And Clayton Jackson, another sophomore, local product at a Cardinal Ritter. That same class as Jadis Jones and Dontrez Williams as well, another Missouri kid from Sykeston. Jackson hits the second. So Tennessee Tech looking for a run to get themselves back into this game. It was a nightmare start for them offensively to begin. They've been able to get to a point where they've sort of traded baskets with Lindenwood, but Lindenwood's been able to grow that lead out to 15.
And you got to remember, when you put yourself in a hole, how much energy it takes to claw your way out of that and get to a point where you feel like you are back to even.
Jackson slips to Jones. Jones, a miscommunication with Anthony.
Yeah, he thought he had him on the dump down, and with Anthony deep there to be able to get position. But those are also the ones you love, the unselfishness. But if you're Jadis Jones, just take one more dribble and finish.
Losing it was Cameron. It'll stay with the Golden Eagles.
And Mekhi Cameron has drawn a lot of attention here in this first half from the Lindenwood defense. You can tell that has been a point of emphasis on the scout. Multiple players have drawn that assignment. And give credit, because they have been able to contain the top scorer for this Tennessee Tech team in the first half.
Jackson called for the foul. The Lions bench thought they had forced a turnover. Florence kicks it back outside to Cameron. Cameron near side wing, gives the touch to Jawan Nichols. Against his opposite jersey number, Milos Nenadic, as Turner cleans it up.
The 6'8 sophomore in there on the offensive glass. One of a few second chance opportunities for the Golden Eagles here in the first half.
Futrell will earn a trip to the line. Nenadic did a good job initially on Nichols on that possession, but they forgot about Turner.
Yeah, it's been physical, and you've got to be able to have somebody on that backside. But Futrell off the make, one-on-one, draws that contact. Ty Owens gets him on the wrist. He's able to split the defense. And it kind of goes back to what Tennessee Tech was exposed early, Zach, was that they could not keep Futrell, Jones, the others in front. And if you are not going to be able to contain penetration, it's going to be a long, long night.
Well, you get a second chance dunk. You give that up if you're Lindenwood. How nice to have the players that can just kind of go back down the floor, earn a trip to the line, get you those 2 points right back.
Well, and it's quick out of the bucket. They don't waste any time. And you can tell that that's what they have been preached. That is what the drill is. They want to get out and go, and they're not going to allow Tennessee Tech to get that defense set.
Owens with it near midcourt. Lindenwood holding that 15-point advantage. Makai Turner against Jadis Jones. Tried to back him down, then kicked it out. Florence trying to spin off Futrell. Spins back the other way. Now he's doubled. Lindenwood wanted a tie ball, didn't get it. They get the block. Turner got it back and then lost it. Jackson to Dontrez Williams. One big dribble, went up with it, couldn't get it to fall. And now Owens back the other way. Owens dribbles into Jackson and he's whistled.
Yeah, phonetic pace going both directions. Could have been a whistle probably on a possession or two prior. But a great defensive stand by the Lions, and out Williams could not get it to go in traffic. And then you're going to see Owens just be able to come back, and that's with the bump right there by Jackson. Can't get away from it, and it's going to send Ty Owens to the free throw line.
Yeah, as Missy mentioned, that'll put Tennessee Tech in the bonus, so a 1-and-1 here for Owens. Point guard.
Actually, they gave him two. I think they gave him, quote-unquote, on a shooting foul.
Yeah, that should have been.
Because I
thought that should have been on the floor.
Yeah, it looked as though it was initially on the floor.
Well, that's shocking.
They gave him a shooting foul. Now, we see continuation in the college game. I didn't necessarily see a shooting motion, but regardless, Owens was at the line, and he got two tries.
So he knocks down the second. Cooper on the Lion logo. Futrell from way downtown on the right wing, no good this time. Makai Cameron back the other way for Tennessee Tech. See them go on a run here, the final 4 minutes. Off the back of the rim, no good, and one and done as Makai Cooper skies in for the board. Futrell now moving at lightning pace, and he finishes off the glass.
And you got to do it in traffic, and that's what is so good right now about the sophomore, his ability to be able to handle the contact and score.
14 in the game for Anias Futrell. Owens in deep trouble, lost it, loose ball up ahead for Williams. Showtime!
With the flush, and what a great job defensively. All comes from the active hands and the turnover. The run out for the Lions, and they have extended this lead to 18.
38-20 our score. And a timeout on the floor as Dontrez Williams sends us to break.
Tickets today.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
Kids are always snacking on the go, so keep them going all day with chewy, delicious Sunbelt Bakery Bars. From oats and honey to chocolate chip to soft baked strawberry, there's a flavor for everyone. The tastiest flavors under the sun. Sunbelt Bakery Bars.
It's an 18-point lead for Lindenwood. They've grown it from 10 to 18, due in part to a 13-3 run the last 4 minutes and change. Dontrez Williams now with 6 points in the game, the latest coming on this two-handed flush.
Yeah, got loose out in transition, but you see how good he has been early to be able to dictate action and get out and finish. And when this team plays with pace, that is where they have been at their best here tonight at home against Tennessee Tech. The runouts, but the activity and the intensity from the defense, that has dictated it. And it's just a simple equation. I always feel create offense with your defense, and they have done that here in the first half.
Well, Lindenwood Lions Hall of Famer Earl Austin, who's on the broadcast with us a lot throughout the year, has nicknamed Dontrez Williams Full Tilt Boogie. And as you saw on that highlight package, there's not a lot of hesitation in Dontrez's game. It is full speed ahead, full time. Whitted drops it off for Owens in the near side corner, back out up top for Turner. Just 5 to shoot here. Turner kicks it outside. I don't know if the Golden Eagles are aware of it. It's a shot clock violation.
And those are the best turnovers because they're team turnovers. One that it goes into everybody having to do exactly what you're supposed to do defensively to get that shot clock violation. In help side, you've got guys swiping at balls, getting in and out, helping recover. All of those things come into play. Coaches love those. Those are the beginning of the ones circled on that play-by-play.
Cooper will dribble it towards the near side. Now Futrell back out up top. Into the corner, Makai Cooper an open look, and he cans it.
Makai Cooper has been great defensively, but steps up and knocks down a three. He started every game so far this season, averaging just shy of 6.5 a game.
He's not going to be a player that shoots it all at a high volume.
No.
But he can hit them.
And I think that's what you're looking for is the consistency factor. It's a young man who comes with experience. He started every game a season ago as a sophomore at Miami of Ohio, transfers to Lindenwood, has been a stalwart in that starting lineup and just gives you experience. And when needed, stepping up and making shots, understanding that there's other ways you impact a game. You distribute, you defend, and he's drawn one of the toughest assignments, which has been to be able to contain Makai Cameron here in the first half, the leading scorer for Tennessee Tech, and they have done that.
Another MAC transfer, Brandon Muntu hits the first of 2 free throws, transfer from Western Michigan. Speaking of which, what a story out of that conference. The Miami, Ohio Redhawks off to such a great start.
Really shining spotlight on a lot of really good mid-major leagues all across the country. We hear a lot about the Mountain West, which has had some of, historically some really great teams, the San Diego States, etc. But when you have a group like Miami of Ohio and what they have done so far, it puts a lot of people on notice.
Jones, the hammer!
That will put you on notice, and that is Jataeus Jones, one-on-one and able to finish inside. Leads the league in field goal percentage. It's pretty easy when you do that.
Pokes it away. One-on-one. He's off to the races again, and this time lays it in off the glass. Boy, watch out when number 10 gets in the zone. Lindenwood by 20 plus. Muntu down low, the reversal by Nichols. A grenade at the feet of Jackson. And now on the floor for it. Nenadic commits the foul, trying to earn a tie-up with Jawan Nichols, and I think the right call.
Yeah, he was just in there a second late, but you love the effort if you're Lindenwood and this Tennessee Tech team trying to generate something themselves. But it's been quick hits going both directions. And the hustle play by both teams. No coach is going to be upset by that kind of foul just because you're simply trying to make that hustle play for your team.
So it'll be a 1-and-1 upcoming for Jawan Nichols. But he'll wait a little bit with the minute 22 to play. So we've got a timeout on the floor. But Lindenwood now has really taken control of this game. They got off to a great start the first 5 minutes. Tennessee Tech, credit to them, credit to John Pelfrey and this coaching staff. They stabilized a little bit, but Lindenwood has woken up again here down the stretch in this first half.
Yeah, this has been a game of runs, and that's exactly what you want to be able to do. The Lions have not down 5 of their last 6. Tennessee Tech has gone cold. They haven't been able to find it from deep. And when you can create those little runs and have an answer, that's been the difference. And I think right now, the intensity and the activity on the defensive side of the floor for Lindenwood has been able to allow them to hang their hat on that. They've turned this team over. 11 turnovers so far from Tennessee Tech for a group that has been doing a really good job over the last few games, even though they've lost 4 of their last 5, have taken care of it, just averaging 14 a game throughout the course of the season. But when you've got 11 in the first half, those are the ones that are backbreakers.
Nichols actually has been the leading scorer tonight for Tennessee Tech, averaging 9 points per game on the season. That gives him 7. Just a 58% free throw shooter, 3 for 3 tonight. And the lead back under 20. Cooper runs the point for Lindenwood. Guarded by his opposite jersey number, Malik Ferguson. Switch on him. Down to 10. Jadis Jones. Doubled. Kicks outside to Jackson. Off the front of the rim, no good. Anthony tries to slap it free and ends up knocking it out of bounds.
I think this is a big possession now. If you were Tennessee Tech, you get the stop that you needed. You've gotten this thing back under a 20-point deficit. You got to find an answer here under a minute to go to finish out this first half.
Ferguson to Nichols. He drops it off for McPherson. No good. 3-second difference between the shot and game clock. Lindenwood can effectively hold it for the final shot. Imagine they'll dribble it down to about 8 ticks left. Here they go. Jones kicked for Jackson. Jackson the lob. Anthony back up with it, and they score with just 1 remaining on the shot clock. Moon 2 didn't get it away in time. A pretty good effort, but that's how we...
Remember, every time you have a turnover, it is a possession and a trip when you do not get a shot. With that said, this is going to be about ball control, and they have got to lock down this Lions offense. It was too easy. Team shoots 58% on you in that first half. There is a lot of room for improvement defensively.
Lindenwood possesses it first. Makai Cooper all the way to the rim, no good.
Interesting note, if you were going to talk about what the first half of offensive output for Lindenwood was. Keep in mind, they scored just 55 points in their loss at UT Martin on Saturday. That was the lowest total points that they've had in the OVC so far. And it was just second to the 53 that they scored against Indiana in the non-con.
Moon 2 fading away, gets it to go. The Western Michigan transfer has the first points of the second half. Futrell tried to slip it down low for Nenadic. Poked out of play. It'll stay at this end of the floor.
We talked about the message for John Pelfrey, but it's also got to be the message for this Lindenwood coaching staff, Zach, is that you fellas, you got to keep your foot on the gas. You cannot let up. There is no room for complacency here in this second 20 minutes. You've got a big lead, but you do not want to allow a team to gain confidence and get back in the ball game. They got to learn to play with the lead, and you got to protect it.
So interesting there. Coach Pelfrey was calling for a review. The officials got together and changed the call on the floor. So Tennessee Tech with the basketball. Owens now probing into the opposite corner through a rocket that Cameron was never going to be able to catch. But it was deflected by Lindenwood.
Yeah, and there will be no reset. So now 14 on that inbounds from the corner.
Tough spot to inbound from. They're able to do it no problem. Slatton puts it on the deck, and he gets it to go.
We saw him with a couple quick buckets to start. The first half really was the only offense in about the first 4 minutes for Tennessee Tech. Now a bucket here to start the second half.
Efficient scorer. He's 3 for 3 when he's let it go. Nenadic gets it back from Jadis Jones, and on the reversal with the right hand, gets it to fall.
I think if you're Lindenwood, you're looking for some really good, solid half-court possessions. Yes, they want to play with pace, and they're so good when they're out in the open floor. But when you've got a big lead, you also want to play smart. You can play fast, but you got to play smart. I like half-court looks.
Owens in the corner, in front of his own bench, no good. Rising up to grab it is Williams. He throws it ahead for Jadis Jones, who gets blocked by the rim. It's stolen back by Dontrez. He lobs it. This time Jones lays it in softly.
Yeah, they made sure that one was going to go in, but that all comes from the steal from Williams out in the passing lanes. Leads this team in steals this season, and you can see why. That's great anticipation.
Well, who knew the sixth defender, the rim, has one to its credit as the mid-range jumper knocked down by Makai Cameron. Futrell very quickly the other way. The second time he's done that tonight.
Yeah, I think he's just been really assertive. And that goes back, as you mentioned, it was not a great game for him from behind the three-point line and really didn't score well in the game against UT Martin. He was just 2 of 11 from the field. So you've got to find different ways to do it and find ways to score.
So we will take a break. Timeout on the floor. 17:29 to go in this one. Lindenwood back in front by 21. It's the OVC on ESPN+.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
Every day, CenterPoint Energy is hard at work ensuring the safe and reliable delivery of natural gas. From routine maintenance to the replacement of natural gas pipelines, it's what we do to keep the community safe. But it's more than just a job. It's about neighbors helping neighbors, because we're also proud members of the communities we serve. So next time you see one of our crews at work, be a good neighbor and steer clear, and we'll all come home safe and sound. Here's to our community's safe and smart energy future.
Banking today is intertwined with the lives of our customers. Having quick access to your money makes life so much easier. Use the mobile banking app to deposit checks, pay bills, pay people, transfer funds, check account balances, and so much more. All from the comfort of your home, work, or on the go. If you ever need help, just stop in your nearest German American Bank office or call us for customer service excellence. This is technology backed by people. German American Bank, member FDIC.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Well, Coach Pelfrey fired up, headed into that timeout, trying to get an answer from his guys. And Missy, they have a saying at Tennessee Tech called the code. They need to start living up to it a little bit better here in this second half down the stretch.
Yeah, I think it's the motto that John Pelfrey really likes to have for his program now in his 7th season. Talks about it as a process, but these players have to be challenged. But one of those things is that max effort and consistency and repetitive basis, the mental and physical toughness. And I think that's what he's looking for from his group now. They've got to find a way to dig in. This is when you will absolutely be challenged. It's a core pillar of who they are.
Dontrez Williams knifing all the way to the 10.
Been so impressed with what Williams has been able to do, and he just picks his moments. Doesn't try to do too much, and I think that's one thing you love to see. That's why he's been such an impact player here in OVC play.
The Lions are off to the races again. And that basket's going to get waved off as Dontrez tried to throw it down. It went off the backboard before falling into the hoop, touching Dontrez's hands, thus negating the basket in the cylinder.
It took a bad bounce off the first run. That's where he got hung up. Was not clean. That's where you just need a clean dunk. Did not get a clean dunk.
Second time that's happened in a couple possessions down the floor. Slatton earns a trip to the line. Tell you what, he's played with a lot of toughness tonight.
Absolutely. Has given them some solid minutes off the bench. We mentioned it earlier. Started 4 games a season ago. Transferred from Ole Miss, where he was for 1 season. But the 6'5 senior, 12 minutes a game on the year, 5 starts, coming in off the bench tonight. And when they've needed a spark and a couple buckets and a lift, he's been able to do that. Just can't get the first of those 2 free throws to go.
Grant will look to knock down the second. Couldn't do it. Empty trip. Cooper drops it off to Dontrez Williams with the head of steam through a host of defenders to the cup.
Body control and ball control. Finish through traffic.
Nichols with it. At the top of the key, looking for space. Big man on big man. On the low block. Gets Nenadic airborne. Too strong. Offensive rebound. Back up with it. It's tipped out. Nenadic trying to control it for Lindenwood. Eventually Cooper has it. Lindenwood back the other way. Dontrez again. Immediately rips towards the hoop. And he's fouled. So that'll lead us to another media timeout. 15:54 to go. Down the stretch in this one. Lindenwood cruising on home floor. It's the OVC on ESPN+. Never too early to be thinking about March, the 2026 OVC Basketball Championships, presented by United Fidelity Bank. Return to the Ford Center in Evansville, Indiana from March 4th to the 7th. All session tickets are on sale now for just $60. Visit the Lindenwood ticket office or log on to ovcsports.com/Evansville to purchase your all session tickets before the price increases on February 16th. Lindenwood on a 6-0 run the last 2 minutes, a 10-2 run the last 3 minutes. They lead it by 25. Jones got Whitted airborne and finishes at the rim.
ISO opportunity, went block to block and just got great position down low. But it all starts with the entry pass. You've got to be on a dime, and they get exactly that from their point guard.
Whitted hands off to Malik Ferguson. Ferguson, the Georgia State transfer, hands to Makai Cameron. Trying to fade away, and Jones sends it away.
And you can see why the versatility of this young man as a sophomore and the different pieces of the puzzle that he has put together for his game coming into year 2 here at Lindenwood, but why he was such an impact player a season ago, and that has carried over. Doesn't have to be massive numbers night in, night out. He can affect a game, and we've seen him do it multiple times with his defense.
Moon 2 no good. They do get the shot clock reset on the offensive board by Cameron. And then Jones has it ripped away, hanging on the rim. Nichols couldn't get it to fall. He'll settle for a pair of free throws.
Nichols has been really one of the bright spots for Tennessee Tech here tonight. Continues to lead them in scoring, 8 points. He's 2 of 4 from the floor. Hasn't missed a free throw yet. This is a young man who dropped 22 against Lindenwood in the regular season finale between these two teams a season ago. So he's had some success against the Lions, but it has just been tough all around for this Golden Eagle team to find any continuity on offense, Nichols included.
And Tennessee Tech doesn't have a single player in double figures yet. Nichols now with 9. He's the closest to it. Dontrez Williams. Opposite corner for Futrell. No good. Dontrez the O board. He'll spin and fire and connect.
Second chance opportunities. You got to take them when you can get them, but just able to sky and get the offensive rebound, and Williams with the turnaround jumper.
Dontrez went for the steal. Nichols down low, help defense come. He draws the foul. And he'll head back to the line for 2 more. Young man is 5 of 6 from the charity stripe. He's a 58% free throw shooter for the year, but it's been his night.
Yeah, taking advantage of what the defense has given him, and that has been opportunities at the free throw line. Too many hands, one too many swats at that basketball. And that's where the whistle's going to come. Futrell was a little bit late on the rotation, and I think the message now, Zach, especially on the defensive end, where the intensity has been so high, the activity has been at such a good level for the Lions, is that you don't want to have a dropout, and you can't play that good defense while fouling. That's not what you want to do. You do not want to march Tennessee Tech to the free throw line for the last 14 minutes of this game.
Futrell for Jadis Jones, who gets moving downhill, lost it. It'll stay at this end. Poked out of there by Nichols. Clayton Jackson will throw it in. Beneath the hoop, far side. 17 for LU to shoot. Anias. Guarded closely by Moon 2. He'll rise and fire. No good. Oh, but a miscommunication. That'll just make you crazy over there on the Tennessee Tech bench.
Yeah, you do what you need to do. You finally get a stop. You feel you could gain a little bit more momentum here, but instead you can't corral it. And now Lindenwood with 20 on that shot clock, out of bounds underneath.
Jones spinning, and he's fouled right into Nichols, who tried to earn a tie ball.
What's so crazy is Jones isn't a three-point shooter. We were talking about it during one of the timeouts. He's only taken 2 3-point shot attempts all season long. He catches that ball, Zach, at the free throw line at the elbow. That's where he's going to operate from. So you know he's looking to go downhill. And that just makes it so difficult for a defense to figure out a way to get him stopped.
Dontrez from the right wing. Rebound pinballs around, and it ends up at the feet of Jadis Jones. It's just been that kind of night for Tennessee Tech. Down low, Robert Lewis, he's fouled, and will head to the line to shoot a pair.
Great pass. Williams finds him up top. Saw that he was open. Movement without the ball for Robert Lewis. Going to get himself some minutes here. 13 off the bench, and the loss at UT Martin, and now finding himself here at the free throw line. Transfer from Arkansas Pine Bluff, started 28 games in his seasons there, and has been in the starting lineup for Lindenwood here during OVC play as well.
Lewis has just become the 8th Lion to score tonight. Lightly used tonight, just 3 minutes, but I think that's more of a product of the fact that they haven't necessarily needed him in this game.
Right.
Less to do with his performance. He has been great off the bench for Lindenwood, and as you mentioned, has been in a starting role at times as well.
He had a season high 12 rebounds, hit double-digit boards at Southern Indiana. That type of production, that's what they're going to need as you creep into the real grind of conference action.
He's a player that gives Lindenwood great length as well. Stands 6'9", but his wingspan is towering.
Yeah, it goes forever. I mean, it feels like once he's standing in the middle of the lane, it's almost like lane line to lane line. And that is discouraging for anyone that's trying to come with a full head of steam right down the middle looking to score.
Ferguson lobs it for Nichols, battling with Dontrez Williams, too strong, and 6'9", right on cue, rips that in with one hand. Clayton Jackson had a forward on him, and Nichols passed out of it. Lewis slipping underneath, had a man open in the corner, but draws the foul and the 2 shots.
I love that slip screen action, and if they're not going to guard it, you've got to take advantage, and that's setting that high screen, allowing him to make a read, and then finding space, that it isn't necessarily just a direct line. You've got to be able to know where you are on the floor. Takes the contact, can't get it to go, but he's back at the line. That 2-man game, so effective, and we've seen it time and time again tonight for Lindenwood.
Robert hits the first. He is now 3 for 3 at the charity stripe. Lindenwood has a stranglehold on this one. It's a 30-point advantage as Kevin Anthony checks in for Jadis Jones.
This is also going to be an opportunity for Kyle Gerdeman and his staff to use, I think, some different lineups and some different looks here over the course of the next 10 minutes or so. Now that you do have this game really handily in control, it's going to give you a chance to play some guys, get them some solid minutes, get them some good experience, and see who might be a bright spot at maybe a different position for you. You can kind of play around with it a little bit. Sometimes that is not a luxury coaches have, especially in conference play.
Jackson fading away from the hoop, gets the mid-range jumper to go. Given the space, he can knock it down, and he makes Tennessee Tech pay. Ferguson gets it back from Whitted. Miscommunication, nearly a turnover. Jacoby Whitted back to Ferguson. Now into the corner. Moon 2, 3-ball good. Just their second 3-pointer of the night.
Yeah, 2 of 10 tonight from behind the arc for a team that has relied on the 3-point shot in most games. They have not been able to get it to go and find that rhythm from deep.
Anthony looking for some space down low, lost it on the baseline, and so we'll get a substitution and a timeout on the floor. 11:49 remaining in this one. Lindenwood up by a bunch on home floor. It's the OVC on ESPN Plus. 27-point advantage for the Lindenwood Lions. Thought we might see some new faces down the stretch. The Lindenwood Lions don't have anybody over 26 minutes, and with Tennessee State on tap on Saturday, that's sort of the benefit of them having this lead, as you talked about a little bit earlier, Missy. They have a chance to maybe rest the legs of some guys.
Absolutely, and you can kind of triage a bit, and you can use people at different positions, and you can kind of throw some different looks here late in the last 10 minutes or so, but it does give you an opportunity to allow some of your key scorers and key players, Dontrez Williams, Jadis Jones. This is a team with 4 players averaging double figures on the season coming in, so you know you've got that versatility. Give them a chance to get a breather.
5-on-4, back the other way as Cooper had lost his feet on that layup attempt, and it'll lead to a potential 3-point play for Brandon Muntu.
Out to the races, off the stop, going the other way, and able to take the contact. And Munter is just able now to get himself a chance at that old-fashioned 3-point play. 7 double figures so far this season. Has started every game, has been the top 3-point threat for Tennessee Tech coming into tonight. For a team that really has not shot it all that well, he has been a bit of a bright spot. He's got 9 now here in this ballgame.
Yeah, you can just tell watching him shoot. He's got a great stroke. Very technically sound as Makai Cooper tries to drop one from the right outside wing. Cameron with it. Hesitates, now gets moving downhill around all the Lions, and he'll earn a trip to the line.
Looking to step in and try to take a charge, but just one step too late. Makai Cooper. And that is going to send Makai Cameron to the free throw line. That's that head of steam that you can see he plays with each and every time, and aggressiveness to the rim. But it has been a tough evening here on the road for Cameron. Just now 5 points. He's been at the free throw line, but just one made field goal. Give credit because this Lions defense has locked him up.
You mentioned around the 14-minute mark that what Lindenwood did not want to do was allow Tennessee Tech to shoot free throws, and that's sort of what it's been the last couple minutes. Lindenwood's been held scoreless close to 2 minutes, and that was free throw attempt number 20 and 21 for Tennessee Tech tonight. Oh, they just lost Milos down low. They haven't been able to get the stops.
No, that's been the difference maker. You've got to continue to keep your foot on the gas, but you would love to see some execution in the half court by Lindenwood and then be able to play defense here without fouling. Don't allow them to break you down.
Great patience, but Nichols couldn't get it to go, and now whistles away from the basketball on the rebound. Makai Turner pulled down Jadis Jones.
That was the stop you want. You want to be able to do it without fouling. You stay vertical. They miss the layup. Everybody blocks out, and now you're going the other direction, even with the foul. But that's the pull down there by Turner. They're not going to, and it looks as though they may take a second look at it. And I think that is what the conversation was.
Yeah, at the urging of Kyle Gerdeman.
Yep, I think Kyle Gerdeman has said, you know, you guys got to take a look at that, because it seemed as though there was a bit. Now, whether that is going to be classified as the hook and hold or how that might be looked upon by this officiating crew is to be determined.
Yeah, anybody's guess. It looked as though there was a little something extra on the pull down of Jones there. I actually wouldn't be totally surprised if they do add something here.
Yeah,
well, now on that angle, I don't know. It doesn't.
They're both kind of locked arms.
Yeah.
And Jones may just be.
The one from half court looked worse.
Yes, I think you're right. And I think Jones may have just been the unfortunate one to be more off balance of the two that goes. Now, will the officials determine it differently? That is a question that we have. Could be listed as the hook and hold. May be very well something that they just say there was nothing to it. Lindenwood would retain possession because they did have it when the whistle was blown.
Yeah, after seeing the multitude of great looks from our production crew, I think I would stick with the common foul.
Yeah, I think that could be where it is.
Initially, I thought he really sort of ripped him down, but I think it's a combination, as you mentioned, of There's the contact, but then Jones losing his balance.
Yep.
So that's the angle that it looks worse, in my opinion, for Makai Turner.
Yeah.
We'll see what they decide. I think it's just common. That'll be the case. Lindenwood inbound beneath their own hoop.
Nothing extra awarded. Stoppage of play does allow Tennessee Tech to get that full court pressure set.
Lindenwood's taking pretty good care of the basketball tonight. Just 10 turnovers for them. Cooper. Inside for Jones. Opposite block. Milos Nenadic lost it. Poked out of there by Grant Slatton. 7 to shoot for Lindenwood.
Patience in the half court, ball movement, all has to be an area of focus here now this last 10 minutes. You can't get sloppy on the offensive end.
Jones in and out, but Milos Nenadic there for the putback.
And that's the beauty of 6'10 with Ninovic, is that he's going to be able to clean up some easy misses. You don't put a body on him. He's going to be the one that's going to take care of it on the offensive glass.
Turner and Jones entangled again, and a tie ball will stay at this end. So substitution here for Tennessee Tech. Jacoby Whitted comes in for Makai Turner. Tennessee Tech has just struggled shooting the basketball. 29% from the floor and 2 of 10 from beyond the arc.
The offensive struggles is what has plagued this team over the course of the last 4 to 5 games, where they've lost 4 of their last 5. Just 10th out of 11 teams in the Ohio Valley in scoring average, Zach. Just under 66 points a game, and it is difficult. You can score 66 a game, but you're going to have to be really, really good defensively. And what has this Lindenwood team, I think, has exposed Tennessee Tech of, especially in that first half, was the inability for them to stop the penetration and then to limit some of those touches. Because once you get downhill and once you're about to create, it's the drive and finish, it's the drive and kick. And the Lions beat them from behind the arc as well.
Makai Cooper will sit. He just picked up his 4th personal. The interesting thing is the backup point guard, Clayton Jackson, also has 3, so could get to a point where you struggle finding someone to run the point later on. Slatton makes 1 of 2 on that second chance effort on which he was fouled. Jones, wide open, Dontrez Williams. No good. And a strong rebound by Makai Cameron. Slatton in transition. Good no-look pass and then good patience by Nichols. Slatton chases down another miss.
Grant Slatton has been everywhere here in this second half for Tennessee Tech.
Bright spot for sure. Whitted, lost it. Futrell there to scoop it. Euro step off the window and good.
So good in the open floor, so smooth, and it really is. It feels like a 3-headed sophomore monster when you talk about Williams and Futrell and Jones, all 3 of them, and what they can do when they have the ball in their hands.
Cameron gets them both back very quickly with a pull-up jumper around the free throw line. Futrell dribbles it back out. Lindenwood obviously content to get deep into the shot clock here and run some of that game clock off. Nenadic no good off the back of the rim, but stolen back away by Jadis Jones. Futrell will fire, and he connects again. 21 in the game for Anias Futrell. Slatton. Nichols, help defense there. Dribbles around them both. Nice finish there by Jawan Nichols. Another bright spot, I think, for this Tennessee Tech squad. Nichols and Slatton have played well tonight.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and we've seen Montu as well come in off of the bench and give himself in that starting position to be able to knock down a couple threes, but it has been a struggle to be able to find that offensive consistency. That has just been what has plagued this Tennessee Tech team here tonight on the road.
7:25 left to play. Lindenwood in front 76-50. You're watching the Ohio Valley Conference on ESPN+.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
Get your tickets today.
Time now to take a look at our upcoming schedules presented by Kentucky Tourism. Come explore your new Kentucky home. Well, for Tennessee Tech, they'll stay out here in the Midwest. They'll go across the Mississippi River to take on SIUE before a matchup in Nashville with their in-state conference rival Tennessee State. Then they'll be on the homestand against Little Rock, Western Illinois, and Eastern Illinois. Lindenwood, for their part, will have another home contest as they welcome Tennessee State at home before heading out on the road to take on Southern Indiana and Morehead State. They will then be home to SIUE before heading out on the road to take on Little Rock in that rematch.
Anias Futrell has had a fantastic night tonight in what felt like maybe a pedestrian performance, not up to par on the road at UT Martin. Not the case tonight. 21 points, 7 boards, 4 steals. He's gone 7 of 13 from the field. That type of consistency is exactly what the Lindenwood coaching staff are looking for from the sophomore.
Nice finish at the rim by Dontrez Williams. Yeah, when you have the rough game on Saturday as opposed to Thursday, he's had to think about that all week, and boy, has he ever responded with a strong outing tonight.
Well, and I think it's just a confidence builder, and this team got a couple easy buckets, and it was the strong start as a unit. And what you're seeing is that, yes, sometimes the offense will feel the defense. You can't let it affect both, but I thought they set the tone with their defense here tonight, and that has fed what they've been able to do on the other end of the floor.
Dontrez Williams draws a foul, and he'll head to the charity stripe to shoot a pair. It'll be his first chance at the free throw line tonight. He's got 14 on 7 of 11 shooting.
Go back to a couple of these losses as of late for Tennessee Tech, Zach. They had scored just 54 points in the loss to Southern Indiana, 59 at Western. They lost 77-58 at Little Rock. So being able to score the basketball, that's been the up and down factor for Tennessee Tech. And so you got to give credit, because I think defenses are finding a way to contain them and force them into tough shots, low percentage looks, and that starts to add up. And then you just it will snowball, because if you can't find a rhythm offensively, a lot of times the defense will suffer.
Jacoby Whitted with half the shot clock gone, feeds it back to Turner. Turner bumps with Nenadic. Meet me at the rim, count it, and the foul.
What a strong finish right there by the 6'8 sophomore. Going to go one-on-one. Find a way to get it to go. But you just got to take the contact, and that is tough to teach. Strong to the rim, chance at that old-fashioned three-point play.
Southpaw unable to hit the free throw. Futrell back the other way. Lost it. Rare mistake for him tonight, but Dontrez Williams picks his teammate right up. And eventually it's Anias Futrell cleaning it up.
This offense has just been clicking on all cylinders. Where there have been misses, they have stayed with the play. That activity that they've had on the offensive glass, tons of second chance opportunities tonight.
And now a technical foul. I believe they called Malik Ferguson for it. Oh no, it was on Anias Futrell, I believe. We'll get another look at it. It was the official behind the play that called it, so they'll bring the basketball to the other end.
Off the defensive play, coming that direction. A great play there. Just a little too much chatter. And as you said, the stare down and the look down by Futrell. And that'll get you rung up every time by the official. And the hardest part, I would say, it happens right there in front of one.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, you better do it where someone can't see it.
Yeah, the attempt at the Allen Iverson step didn't help either.
No. Not going to play. Not in this situation.
Nope.
Not late in the game. Not when you're up on a big lead. And when these officials have done a really good job, I think, of managing the physicality of this ball game tonight. You don't want to allow it to get away from you as one team has asserted themselves with a big lead.
Yeah, I think the officials have done a nice job not letting it get out of control.
Yep.
So Lindenwood will try to guide this home through the final 5:53. Dontrez will inbound right in front of us at midcourt.
And they have kept the shot clock as well. 21 seconds does not reset off that possession. They put it back to 26.
Which makes sense. I don't think they had dribbled off 9 seconds of the clock. So 26 to shoot for LU. Clayton Jackson lost it. Makai Turner back the other way with Ferguson. Ferguson will shoot the three. No good. And the rebound by Robert Lewis.
Malik Ferguson, double figures the last 3 games for Tennessee Tech, scoreless here tonight on the road.
A microcosm of their evening. Just 2 players in double figures. They've shot 32% from the floor, 17% from beyond the arc. There's Lewis down low, drawing the foul.
That 17% is glaring because it's kind of the old adage that the three-point shot can shoot you in a game, but it can also shoot you out. And it can also really limit your chances to stage a comeback. But as we said earlier, this team got down early, and it used to expend so much energy just trying to get back to even, to be able to put yourself where it's a 2-3 possession ball game, to try to get over the hump. And when Tennessee Tech felt like they might be able to do that, just didn't have the firepower that they were going to need to be able to handle it for the full 40 minutes.
Anias Futrell, a make off the offensive rebound and the missed free throw. The effort from Lindenwood, no matter what the score has been excellent.
Yes. Yeah, I felt like they have played with a great sense of urgency and an intensity. It felt like a bounce back, knowing that I think the performance that they had on the road at UT Martin, not at all what they wanted to be able to do, especially after such a decisive win against SEMO.
Futrell had it taken right away by Ferguson, and then in transition, C.J. McPherson, the junior guard from Virginia Beach. Lewis in transition gets 2 of them back. Final 4.5 to play here as Makai Turner is fouled. Well, for Lindenwood, that contest upcoming against Tennessee State here at home is a big one. They head out on the road to face a Southern Indiana squad and then a Morehead State squad sort of those teams that you mentioned packed in the middle of those standings
Yep.
there. Big if you can get them on the road, though.
Yeah, that's the log jam. And so someone's got to assert themselves. And I think this is an opportunity now over the course of these next couple games as you close out the month of January to really assert yourself in a position to say, hey, we want to be in the upper echelon of this league. We want to put ourselves in that top 4. We want a position as you get down the stretch to say we might be in play for not only a single but a double bye. That would be fantastic if you're this Lindenwood program. But it's going to be game by game, and you've got to take it contest after contest. I think the carryover of what they've been able to do tonight, especially defensively, there's an old adage, Zach, defense travels. Even sometimes if your offense isn't on and you haven't shot very well, your defense will always go with you. If they stay this dialed in, this locked in, that could be a really good sign for what Kyle Gerdeman and his group want to be able to do.
Another look at this foul called away from the ball as Kevin Anthony hit the deck, and now we'll get some new faces into this one. Tidiane Del Maya comes into this one for Lindenwood alongside Todd Beege. Anthony first free throw good. Lindenwood is going to pull even in the standings with Morehead State, who had a game in hand before this one tonight. They'll earn their 6th victory. They'll move to 6-3, matching Morehead State. And then that Tennessee State game is big because they have a chance with a win to pull even with Tennessee State, who's a game ahead currently and sitting at 2nd place in the conference standings.
I think you just always have to go with the attitude that you control your own destiny, right? That you have to take care of your own business. Don't rely on others to do your job for you. You control what happens here. This group came out really with a high level of intensity, attention to detail tonight, and that's been the carryover. Tennessee Tech has had spurts of it, and I know John Pelfrey will look at this tape and think about what his group has done to say we had moments here, we had chances to be able to put ourselves in the driver's seat, and they couldn't get it done. A lot of opportunity for growth.
They're going to wave it off, goaltending.
I think Kevin Anthony trying to say that he was pushed by the defender, but that's not going to matter because that is going to be waved off as a goaltending violation by the 6'10 junior.
So not a fight he's going to win, but they're talking about it as we take another break. Lindenwood in front, 89-60. It's the OVC on ESPN+. Well, it's all Lindenwood here at Highland Arena in front by 29, and fans of all ages enjoying this one.
What's not to enjoy when you are able to shoot it at the high percentage that this Lion team has done here at home, understanding what was in front of them, the challenge that they were about, having not played their best basketball at all on the road last weekend in the loss at UT Martin, needing a little bit of redemption, and they have done that here on their home court.
Owens forced to hold it for an extra second, unable to get it to go, and then Whitted with his hands in the passing lane forces a turnover. Whistle away from the basketball. I think it was C.J. McPherson who had momentarily lost his shoe. He's got it back.
Yeah, he was trying to get it back on. I don't know if it came off or somehow or another.
Great recovery.
But he really was ready to go, even, and then they bounced right up. The official had blown the whistle. So stoppage of play, but now they are back in action.
Owens with a little bit of space, stops into the corner. Jacoby Whitted tried to throw it for Turner, kicked ball. With 8 left on the shot clock, that'll give Tennessee Tech some more time.
Well, we'd be remiss. We mentioned him at the start, is that this Tennessee Tech team, we had not seen Danny Pounds tonight.
That
the
hurt
6'8"
them.
junior forward had 15 points against Morehead State. He had started multiple games, had been in double figures 2 of the last 3 for the Golden Eagle, and no time tonight. Unavailable for John Pelfrey and his staff. So when you take that out of your lineup, but I think just a player that has had played so many minutes and given them a lift, whether it's been in the starting lineup or off the bench, you remove that. Sometimes it's not as easy to make that adjustment.
McPherson trying to go right through Clayton Jackson. Got around him with just 1 to go on the shot clock, and he's able to finish. Delmeda around the screen by Anthony. Now Jackson moving downhill. Stops, pivots, fires, fading away from the hoop. No good. Ty Owens around a ball screen. Left elbow mid-range jumper is good.
This is where now you've got to finish, and you want the strong finish. Under 2 minutes here for Lindenwood. It's about execution. Getting some of these guys some good minutes in conference play that don't necessarily see a lot of time off the bench.
Slatton over to McPherson. Across the timeline, coming on 90 seconds to play. Whitted is fouled. Robert Lewis nearly took it away. He's been great when called upon here tonight. 7 points. 5 of those have come at the free throw line. He's played good defense as well.
And double-digit minutes, also double-digit minutes off the bench for Kevin Anthony. I think that balance, we talked about it from a scoring perspective, but when you can sort of spread the minutes and the time on the floor out, that's a great sign for this Lindenwood coaching staff. They know they've got a lot of different guys that they can go to. You look down the bench, and sometimes it's interesting to listen to coaches talk because they'll say, I'm going to have a tight rotation, that maybe I'm going to go 6, 7, maybe 8 deep. Just depends. But sometimes you want to be able to look down the bench and go 8, 9, 10. Game like tonight, those are the positions where you want to be in and get these guys some quality minutes.
Delmeda. Jackson will fire from the top off the front of the rim, no good. Final minute of action. Anias Futrell leading all scorers. He has 25 and 10 tonight. Bouncing back in a big way after that loss against UT Martin. Whitted drives, spins. Lewis swats it away. Got his own miss. Now Slatton in the corner hits. Unsure of why we got a stoppage. This might be disciplinary again. Yeah, another technical foul. I didn't see who it was issued to.
It was Jacoby Whitted is going to be whistled for that foul here. Under a minute to go. Technical. Clayton Jackson stepping to the free throw line. He's going to have 2.
Clayton misses the front end.
Seems as though it was extracurricular after the fact.
Not a ton.
Yeah, as he bumped into Robert Lewis. Probably a little bit more than the microphones would pick up. But obviously something that warranted it from the official. And the Lions will have this possession as well now. The last one more than likely of this game. And as this 40 minutes has happened, Zach, you just have to go back, I think, to the very beginning, to that opening tip where it just felt like the energy, the sense of urgency was on another level for this Lindenwood squad. They knew they needed to come in and play well at home to continue to give them that, and they're going to move to 8-1 here in this arena. You hold home court in league play. I think that is critical for everyone in the conference standings.
So Clayton Jackson will dribble it down. They can't quite finish the game. There's about a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Lindenwood will take the violation, and the home faithful to their feet here at Highland Arena, celebrating what is going to be, in all likelihood, barring a charge to the rim in the final seconds, an 89-68 victory. And that'll do it. Lindenwood to 6-3 in conference play. Tennessee Tech to 2-7 in the OVC. Lindenwood led by Anias Futrell, who had 25 and 10. Lindenwood shoots better than 50% from the floor. They play great defense, and they win this one handedly. Missy, your thoughts on this one? Pretty dominant Lindenwood performance.
It was the bounce back that they needed from what was not a great performance.